If you ask me that, does God have power? I would say no. God doesn't have power. If you have something, it means there's probability that you can lose it at any time. But in God's case, can God lose his power? No, he can't. So instead of saying God have power, I would rather say that God is power. Not just power, but God is also authority. The major reason for doing this video is for me to be explaining the Bible from a political, a philosophical, a psychological, and a spiritual perspective. Because not all verses in the Bible are political. Some are philosophical, and at the same time, some are psychological. So today I'm going to be focusing on Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. I plan doing this on a daily basis. That is, I want to be teaching the Bible verse by verse. Alright, so today it's I'm going to be talking about Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. And Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 is actually a very political verse in the Bible. That is, it says that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. That is the first verse of the Bible in Genesis. Genesis itself means the beginning of something. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, it's actually political and economical. To understand what I mean by that is you have to understand what exactly politics mean. What politics mean to me, based on my own understanding and my study over the years, because I've been planning to do this for years and I've been studying what politics can be, and the simple definition I can give to politics is the distribution of power and resources. And in fact, everything in life I believe is all about power and resources. If you ask me that what does God mean to me, I would say from a political perspective, God means government. And the purpose of a government is just to set up a structure whereby there is order in a nation or a state. God existed right before the heavens and the earth. The word heavens is not talking about the heaven that God lives. It's talking about the solar systems. That is heavens. If you pay attention to that verse in the beginning, God created the heavens. That's an S, meaning that it's talking about the solar systems. And part of the solar systems, we have the Jupiter, we have the Uranus, we have the Pluto, and others like that. And even Earth itself, included, is one of the solar systems. And the Bible points towards Earth. It separated Earth out of heavens because that exactly is the main focus of God, the supreme government. It says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And like I said this verse is political. That is God. God in that verse, like I said, is talking about government. And you cannot talk about government without talking about power. Governments actually have power. Beside that, government also has authority. If you ask me that what does power means, I would say power is the ability to influence the actions of others. In one word, I would say that power is influence, and at the same time, influence is power. That is, once you can tell someone to do something for you or for themselves, we can also say that it means you actually have influence over that person or that thing. It doesn't have to be a person, but sometimes it can also be maybe an object. Let's choose an example for example, like a car. A car normally can, like a car. Right now in the world we have cars that can drive itself. But even before a car can drive itself, a car has to know the destination it's going. Meaning that even though you actually when you go inside the car and want to drive the car, you have to direct the car on where it's going, meaning that you have influence over the car itself. So that's the simplest way I think I can define power for you in my own words. And if you ask me that, does God have power? I would say no. God doesn't have power. If you have something, it means there's probability that you can lose it at any time. But in God's case, can God lose his power? No, he can't. So instead of saying God have power, I would rather say that God is power. Not just power, but God is also authority. I said that politics is all about power and resources. Now, in that verse, in the beginning, God, which is power, created is another word, is the word that is being used in economics as production. That's created, production. Heavens and earth. Heavens and earth are the resources, meaning that everything you need in life is here on earth. Yes, it's here on earth, everything you need. So that is how I got to the point of saying that politics is all about power and resources, meaning that in the beginning, God, which is power, and heavens on the earth, the resources. That is where we have our definition of politics. If you like this video, let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.